Hey team, welcome back to my channel. I have been awake for about 26 hours now, just getting started on my run, so while I get going, here's what I've been up to through the night trying to stay awake for this run. I'll see you in a minute. Hey team, it is 6:36 on Friday the 2nd of February, and I'm not going to sleep tonight, and you're going to stay up with me, and then I'm going for a 3-hour run tomorrow to practice staying awake ahead of what could be 32 hours of running for Ultra Trail Snowdonia. So let's go.
First up I had greens. I am obsessed with this, and then these are dupes of the Weetabix cereals from Aldi, and honestly insane. And then this is a dupe of chocolate Oatly. Thank me later.
Okay, so I've just finished work. I have 90 minutes to do on the turbo trainer, so I'm going to split it into 3 30-minute sessions, watch like an episode of Friends while I'm doing it or something, in the kitchen over the course of, well, between now and when Mark goes to bed. Just easy breezy chill, sort of like BPM under 1, I think it's 135, I think is my plan, with the idea being that it might just like keep me awake a bit rather than blasting it all out this morning and then just chilling for the rest of the day. So I'm going to jump on the bike for my first stint in a minute before we have some dinner.
Spoiler alert, I didn't do it as 3 sessions. I did it as 1 for 90 minutes and just watched a couple of episodes of a different TV show instead. And then I got off the bike and saw Mark enjoying life in a different reality. My camera audio went really strange here, so voiceover again. I had pizza and some veggie fake chicken nuggets for dinner. Very good. And then I had to make Mark a bedtime tea whilst making myself a coffee so he could go to bed.
Night.
I love you.
I love you.
This is weird.
Sleep tight.
Woody. I don't think I'm going to sleep.
You can always come down and join me. Night. 10:15. Bonnie is tucked up and ready for bed. Dave is always ready for action. What are you doing? Sit. Hey. Good boy. See you. Sorry, did I stop?
So then for something to do, I decided to take my makeup off and then do a face mask, which Dave was very interested in, very intrigued, and to be honest, I think he thought he could probably eat it, which we all know he can't. And I definitely thought I'd freak him out a little bit more with this mask, but actually I think he just genuinely wanted to eat it. This dog will eat absolutely anything, but it was quite nice. I never take time to sort of pamper myself or do like proper skincare or anything, so it was actually really nice to dedicate some time to that in this weird time.
Okay, it is 2:42. 2:42 in the morning. I have watched a film, a documentary, and now I'm on a new series. The dogs are a little bit unsure of what's going on because I'm still up. I have taken my makeup off, I've done a face mask, I have redone my makeup, and so far, so good. Like, I'm saving things like my VR headset to play games, like if I really need to, like, if I start really flagging, then I want to save that for that rather than like playing on that now. But yeah, I've had a couple of sweets, but generally feeling really good.
And then this is me playing a game called Beat Saber, and this was the Imagine Dragons pack, feeling like Bradley Cooper in Maestro. And then it did run out of battery, so I had to wait for it to charge. And then a snack of apple and chili and maple parsnip crisps, honestly obsessed, before jumping back into my headset playing conductor all over again. But honestly, it kept me awake so well.
It is 5:32 in the morning. Nearly there, a couple more hours. It is 6:59. I've officially been up over 24 hours. The dogs are awake. Okay, so my dad wrote a porno is back on. My body is quite tired, to be expected. I did 90 minutes on the turbo yesterday, and then I've got 3 hours easy today, straight off, no sleep, but mind is good, which is the way round I prefer it to be. Like, in the race, my body's going to be tired, so as long as I can keep my head in it, we're going to be just great. I am an hour and 10 minutes in, just shy of 11k. What is this double on? Just stopping at home, talk to the bathroom, get a snack, get a dog, and then we'll get back out again. Okay, so I have Bonnie with me. She is loving it. She is on the build back from an injury, so honestly, when she gets to come out and run, even for like the tiniest amount of time or distance at the moment, like, she is having the best time ever. So she's just with me for a section of today, like in the middle, to just perk me right up. But yeah, just shy of 13k, and touch wood, I'm feeling good. When I stopped at the house, went to the bathroom, got Bonnie, had a small chocolate bar. I've got a gold bar and a Morton Gel 160 in my pack. I also took down some electrolytes, and yeah, I was just going to keep doing the same loop over and over and over again, but I'd already done 4 loops at the point where I picked up Bonnie, and I was just like, I'm only a third of the way through, I can't do like another 8. So we have ventured out because I feel okay. If I didn't feel okay, I would have stayed super close to home, but we've come just a little bit out just to mix it up a little bit. But yeah, I'm feeling good. My shoe choice of the day is one of my absolute favourites, and I feel like it's a bit of an unsung hero. Like, nobody really talks about it, but it's the Hoka Stinson. Bonnie, wait! They're a bit muddy, but they're basically like a mixed terrain, a cushioned mixed terrain shoe, perfect for a day like today, where I am on mixed terrain, and obviously I haven't slept, so the extra cushioning is nice for the long run. But honestly, they're one of my favourites. I bought an old model back in 2021 for my first 100k that I did, for like training for it rather, and these are now the most recent model now that I work with Hoka. But honestly, they're a shoe that I would recommend to anyone. They've got like nice roomy toe box, cushioned, good for trails and road, like if you've got a mixed terrain run. Oh, I'm a bit tangled. So yeah, the Hoka Stinson, honestly, check them out. Big fan. But the shoe I plan to race Ultra Trail Snowdonia 100k in is the Hoka Tecton X2. So it's a carbon plated trail shoe. So it just gives you a bit of extra propulsion and feedback, and it's also got nice grippy lugs, Vibram grip underneath. Super comfy shoe. They're what I did the recce in the other week, so they're what I'll be racing in. So yeah, practice in these shoes when I just need to save my legs a bit with some extra cushioning, and then I'll race in them. $17k in, I've got about 9k left. Currently, I
don't even feel like I've been up all night, so I know I'll crash later, but running performance-wise, I'm doing alright. These are so bloody good. We're getting there. I had to make one more pit stop at home because my other headphones ran out of battery, and I've got about 6k left, and that is not the time to be running out of battery. I'm just shy of 25k. I think I'll be able to get to about 27 in the time. We did it, team. 27.1k in 2 hours and 54 minutes on 0 sleep. I will say I'm very, very happy with that. I am very, very ready to sleep. I've now been up 28-ish hours? No, 30 hours. About 30 hours. No sleep. Full day of work. And then 2 hours and 54 running. Great test. And still better than the run I did 2 weeks ago where I just cried the entire time. So, what? I'm gonna go eat, drink, sleep, and then I'll debrief.
Hey team. Wow, dishevelled is the look we're going for today. Let's debrief about the all-nighter, shall we? It is now Thursday the 8th of February. And to be honest, I've not really felt like getting in front of the camera since the all-nighter. We're having a bit of a time of it. Oh, wow, this... Oh, God, no. Okay, this isn't actually tons better, but this is what we're working with. Yeah, we're going through a bit of a... Let me just sit still. We're going through a bit of a time of it with our reactive dog, Dave. He is struggling at the moment, and we're, doing the best we can, and it comes in waves and peaks and troughs, and right now this is a trough, and it is very stressful. So I've just not felt like sitting in front of a camera since the run on Saturday, because every single dog walk has ended in tears. Well, not even necessarily ended in tears, there's been mid-tears, and unless you've got a reactive dog or experience with a reactive dog or close to someone who's got a reactive dog, it's really hard to get across kind of the impact of it all. So, like, we both have full-time jobs, we're both training for big things, and also Dave's reactivity is just all consuming, and it's a lot. We're trying our absolute best to do our best by him as well as ourselves, and yeah, we have plans in place for kind of the next steps in his journey with a new trainer, but until that, it's just about managing for the next month or so. So it's just been very, very stressful, and yeah, that explains why it's taken me nearly a week to then debrief from the actual running itself. So obviously on Friday I woke up at 6:30. I then didn't go to sleep until about 12:30 in the afternoon on the Saturday. So I was awake for around 30 hours, and it went better than I could have imagined. So the actual staying awake was less of a problem than I thought it would be. I had some digestive discomfort near when I would normally wake up, so the time that normally your body's, recuperating and, digesting all your food and having that downtime. Also, my body's still ticking over, and I'm still eating and drinking to try and make sure that I'm then set up for the 3-hour run that I had to do in the morning. So some mild to moderate digestive discomfort, but other than that, it wasn't terrible. And that, when I was really struggling with staying awake, it was maybe like 3:30 in the morning, and then around 5, where I was like, oh, I can feel my eyes rolling a bit. And so I went in the headset, and honestly, I felt great in there. and then got up, had my coffee at, I don't know, 7 o'clock maybe, and just cracked on as if it was a new day. So had my coffee, had some toast, I think I had my greens, and then went about the run. And the run, weirdly, was better than my bad run a couple of weeks ago that I vlogged. And you know, when you like make it make sense, like how the actual run itself was all right. Got about 500 meters of elevation in, so it also wasn't a terribly flat run. I had Bonnie join me for a section in the middle as like a little pick-me-up, and then I came home and I did feel a bit wired when I got home. I turned around to Mark, like he was in the kitchen, I think making some lunch or something, and I was like, I feel great. I don't even feel like I've not slept. I probably looked a bit wilder than I would have done had I have slept and kind of been a normal level of functioning. So then what I didn't want to do was mess up my entire kind of routine and sleep cycle and everything further. So I went to bed about 12:30 in the afternoon and then woke up about 6 p.m. So it was a shorter sleep window than a full night's sleep. Then had dinner, had a beer, and then went to bed normal time. So I wanted to try and get back into the normal rhythm of things rather than end up pushing my sleep window later, because I'm normally in bed before 10 p.m. definitely, and try to be asleep before 10 p.m. kind of gal. So I didn't want to put things out of sync too much by doing this. And yeah, I would say the test was a success. I don't plan on doing another one. I just didn't want to experience that window of not sleeping for the first time on a mountain. I'd rather have done it in a safe space should anything go wrong. So we can tick it off as a success and crack on. Like I say, I won't be doing it again. The next time I'm awake for that amount of time will be for the race, and that is in May. We did it this early into the year because the closer we got to the race to do it, it would then have a knock-on impact, or have more potential to have a knock-on impact for further training. So I'm happy. I am content. So Saturday's long run is 3.5 hours, and elevation, the plan is to get 800 meters of elevation and above. I live basically on a cliff, so it's not going to be terribly hard, but the idea is not to just do hill reps to get that, it's to actually get some running in as well. So I will run along the coast in some direction, and then yeah, feeling good. I feel better today than I have the last couple of days, and it's just all about management. I have to remind myself sometimes that most of the general population will never run a marathon. I'm out here training for 100 kilometres on top of working a full-time job, on top of doing this. I also don't outsource any of my editing. I do this all myself, so that is time consuming. I then have both dogs that need different things from me, but a dog in particular that takes up a lot of my mental capacity, or reduces my mental capacity somewhat, because so much of it is taken up by caring for him, or worrying about caring for him, or worrying about what will happen when we leave the house, or it's just so hard to explain, but it's a lot. And you know, people go, oh, it's just a dog. It's not just a dog when it has such an impact on how you go about your daily life. And yeah, it is what it is, and we continue to do our best, and that's all we can ask for or be asked of. Thank you for watching. Thank you for embracing this craziness. There are a lot of people. I actually only know one other person who's done like a no sleep test for this kind of thing before. A lot of people are like, oh, I'll get to it when I get to it, as in like they'll experience it in the race. But for me, and the thing is, I had a lot of people and they said this is what I was doing, I had lots of people on social media who then send unsolicited advice or send unsolicited comments like, oh, I don't think you should do that. Oh, I don't think you should do that. Oh, I wouldn't do that. Oh, but what about this? But for me, this was for my own mental preparation for the race. And for me, this was necessary. I'm not saying everybody needs to do it. I'm not saying everybody would have the same experience doing it. I think it takes a lot just to stay up in your living room all night, just for the sake of staying up in your living room all night. But for me, I needed to do it so that then I can take away the anxiety that might come with venturing into the unknown. I've also never run for like 32 hours before, so there are a lot of unknowns here, and I'd rather the more of that I can take away, the better, just for my own mental preparation for the race. So for me, it's not just about the running, it's not just about the nutrition, it's not just about being strong so that I'm less likely to get injured, it's the whole package. And it's also about mentally preparing, because it's not really a running race, is it? It's an endurance race. So it's always going to be more than running. It's going to be knowing when to pull back so that you can push on further. It's about knowing that you can get yourself out of a dark hole that happens mentally so that you can continue on. It's about having those tools in your box at the start of the race, knowing that if you need to use one of them, it's a bit like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and you've got your lifelines like phone a friend, 50-50. These are all the things to help the players get from hopefully £0 to being a millionaire. It's not too dissimilar in a race, because you're getting from the start line to this ultramarathon distance with these different tools in place. Their little speed cue thing that they do at the start of the programme, that they have to hit the right answer in the right order the fastest. That's basically our going out and getting other experience in order to be able to do that race. You go and do that, then you come and enter this race with the right experience behind you so that you know you can get out of it the other end. And then you have the tools in your toolbox. So you have your podcast you can turn to if you need a laugh. You have your playlist if that's going to be the thing that's going to dig you out when you get into that hole. You have your emergency fuel supplies. You have your other fueling supplies to get you through just the ticking over of the kilometres. You have, I don't know, your favourite kit, your favourite socks, your lucky whatever. You write the bits on your hands so that you can look at it and be like, that's my mantra, I can carry on. These are the different tools you put in place to get you literally from A to B. And it's no different really to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and having those lifelines. So for me, this is one of those lifelines. I've practiced staying awake for 30 hours and I'm happy with that. And for me, I needed to do that. So if you don't need to do that, that is absolutely fine. But for me, I needed to know what I'd be like running a long run on no sleep and being awake in a really long window. So yes. If you liked this, please give it a like and subscribe. I have 14 weeks to go until race time, so we have a lot more of these videos coming. If there's a particular topic you would like me to talk about in terms of this race prep, if you would a Q&A with my coach be helpful, let me know. Let me know. Would you like to know the mistakes I've learned in the last 4 years of ultra running, or whatever it is? Pop a comment, let me know what you want to see, and I'll get to it.